What's up, everybody? Welcome to week 17 here on the 52 Horrific Weeks in 1988 series. I am your host, Moon616, and thank you once again for dropping in. Alrighty, guys, week 17 is here, and you know what that means? The remaining films went into the randomizer. Of course, I hit that random button, and we've got the Ratman. Flip the cover art on this. It's generally known as just Ratman, I believe, but yeah. Ratman released by Shameless Entertainment in the UK, so very cool stuff. This one is directed by Anthony Ascott. He also directed The Case of the Bloody Iris, which is a very, very good giallo film. This one's starring Janet Argan, of course, from City of the Living Dead. It's got David Warbeck in here from The Beyond. It's got Eva Grimaldi in it, who plays the sister. Which is so damn sexy. And, you know, just among people, a lot of people involved in this film have done, you know, work on other very notable Italian films and stuff. So, yes, this is an Italian film, so yeah. Right there, you know, you're kind of getting yourself into. So, yeah, getting into the ridiculous plot of this movie. Kind of gives you a little bit of, you know, backstory at the beginning, not much. It centers around this kind of mad scientist trying to create a name for himself. He's trying to win a ticket over to America, basically, so, you know, he can continue his studies over there. Maybe win a Nobel Peace Prize. He's trying to create something that he'll be known for. So what he does is he kind of genetically creates this half rat, half, like, monkey-like creature, whatever. Of course, it gets all mutated, goes completely ballistic, escapes from the lab, and, yeah. So then it jumps over and, it's about, you know, this photographer on this Caribbean islands, and he's, you know, photographing these models and whatnot, and these models start getting killed by this, what the police think is some madman, maniac or whatever, but we know it's the little Ratman. So anyways, one of the models goes missing, or winds up dead, and the other one, they actually don't know where she is. Janet Arden's character, her name is, I can't remember her character's name actually in the film, but anyways, she arrives, she comes in from New York because she gets wind that her sister has been murdered, so she comes there, and she teams up with David Warbeck's character. Actually, it's kind of funny how it develops in the film. He's flagging down a cab, and he kind of says, "Oh no, this is my cab, you can jump in," and she tells him what she's going to do. She was going to identify her sister at the morgue, so they kind of team up and stuff, and he just joins forces with her. So anyways, they get to the morgue to identify her sister, but it turns out that it's not her sister that's dead, so the police are stumped because they thought that it was definitely her sister and whatnot, so they start their own investigation because now her sister's just apparently missing. And her sister's played by Eva Grimaldi, and her sister's name is Marilyn. So yeah, so it's just basically them trying to find where her sister is, and you know, during you know, that time, more people get picked off by this, you know, this little Ratman type creature and stuff like that. So yeah, that's your entire plot to the film. Now my thoughts on this one. Now the Ratman is played by a guy named Nelson De La Rosa. Apparently at the time he was like the smallest man in the world. He was standing about 2'6" or something like that. So yeah, I thought that was a very interesting thing that they did in this one. Now, where do I start with this one? The acting is like completely over the top. It's got a lot of very notable names in this film, but the acting is completely over the top. It's so funny. You know, it's got really random scenes of nudity. There's a great shower scene with Eva Grimaldi, washing herself down. She's not even soaped up, but she's just rubbing herself down. It's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, this movie is edited really hilarious, shot really funny, acted funny. Now the gore is not the greatest in the world, but it's, you know, it's pretty funny. But the best scenes in this film, though, are the scenes with Nelson De La Rosa, man, the little Ratman character. So fucking funny, man. Like, there's a scene where he jumps out, and, you know, he's like on this dude, and he's holding him, and like, honestly, somebody that was 2.5 foot tall or something, you generally would probably be able to throw it off, but he's just completely overpowered by it. It's absolutely fucking hilarious. Now, there's a couple scenes like that where actually Eva Grimaldi's character, she's getting back into a corner. The Ratman comes out of this fridge and he's just like walking towards her like this. And I actually I was laughing so hard I was almost crying. It was just the funniest fucking scene, man. So there's a lot of really funny moments in this. But yeah, it's so Italian. This film just feels so Italian. It's just great. It's got like that very kind of, you know, typical Italian score to it, kind of funky and, I don't know, not funky, but I don't really know what the right word is. It's just very fitting to it. It just sounds so Italian. It's great. But yeah, you know, just the whole story and premise of this movie is just completely ridiculous. You never really do find out exactly why, you know, this Ratman was actually created and stuff. You know, it says on the back to win a Nobel Peace Prize, but I don't think that's ever suggested in the film. He kind of states that he wants to create something to get over to America. I thought that was just quite interesting. The end of the film is so ridiculous. So fucking funny. I was laughing so hard at the end. Just ridiculous. And it made me laugh too because it has something to do with an airport and, you know, being in a plane and stuff. And of course I work at an airport and it made me laugh so hard. It was just so funny. But yeah, overall, this film is, you know, by most standards, a really poorly and shitty film with so much charm. I can't help but love this movie. It's so much fun. I was just entertained throughout the whole movie. You know, the Ratman just looks absolutely hilarious. I mean, they couldn't have picked a better person or, you know, instead of, you know, just doing some kind of mechanical things, whatever. They used like a real person, which is so funny. It makes it so much more ridiculous, but so much fun though, so much fun. If I had to rate this one, I mean, I'd probably just give it like a 6.5, but I definitely do recommend, you know, seeking this one out and checking it out. It's pretty funny. Shameless did a great job with putting this together because I know that they had to kind of construct this, you know, the presentation here from, I think, from a bunch of different sources and whatnot. So, but yeah, really fun film, man. I couldn't recommend it enough. If you like your really cheesy, bad Italian films, this one's for you. If you don't, I'd probably stay away from this. It's got like I said, it's got some really, really funny moments in it, man. And some hot women, so you can't go wrong with that, right? My one little critique with this, I do wish that there was a little more gore and stuff. There is some pretty, you know, alright scenes and stuff, but I think that if they had made it like over the top gory, I think it would have been so much more funny too, because you just have to see this movie to believe how ridiculous it is, to be honest. Yeah, great time, 6.5 out of 10, so definitely check this out. I'm not sure how many other releases there is of Ratman, to be honest, but this one, the print looked pretty good on this, so. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for week 17. I'm not sure what else to say about the movie. Just definitely check it out if you can find it. I know all the people in the UK that are watching this probably already own this movie, because how could you pass up Ratman? Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for week 17. I will be back next week, of course, with week 18. And hope to see you there, guys. Peace.